This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com, Authentic Muay Thai Lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of a Nak Muay. Go check it out.
Swadee Kop, welcome to this episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. Today is June 7th, 2023. I'm live on Discord and on the Muay Thai community, the Muay Thai community Discord. I'm live on the Pu'u Muay Thai TikTok. It's Wednesday, it's halfway through the week, hump day. I'm pumped with this new schedule for the Muay Thai podcast, and I'm really looking forward to getting through everything and continue on growing this. I have a guest who I'm getting on the schedule for next week. He's been on our podcast before. Let's hopefully, before I announce it, I want to confirm it, but this is probably one of our most popular podcasts. All right. Just kind of going through real quick on TikTok. Great Jedi says, did you design the logo, the Eat Sleep Teep logo? Yes, I did design it. That's my design. Boom, it's here on the background on TikTok. It's also, I'll go into the Eat Sleep Teep pins here in a little bit as well, Great Jedi. But welcome back in. Thanks for tuning in over on TikTok. All right, so kind of just coming into some personal stuff that's coming up. We have this weekend, it's the MTAAC, I believe is what it's called, for WBC Muay Thai USA. It's going to be in Honolulu, Hawaii. Over at the Mango Tree, they have a new location. Crew Rich De Los Reyes is hosting one of the development series for Muay Thai in Hawaii with WBC Muay Thai USA. I'm super stoked. I got assignment from the head office to work as a supervisor for the event. So if you are in Honolulu, Hawaii, or if you're at the islands, there's actually a big group of all the different islands coming out to go compete. It's a historical event. It's the first ever sanctioned by WBC Muay Thai event in the state of Hawaii. Very exciting time for the state of Hawaii. For me, I'm Hawaiian, so I'm super stoked just to even be there, much less be able to partake in helping these athletes build in the state of Hawaii. All right. Very, very excited about that. Shout out to Crew Rich De Los Reyes. So he is the head of the WBC Muay Thai USA in the state of Hawaii. He has a promoter that is promoting the event. So he was working on the assignments and stuff like that too. He's got his team out there who's going to be getting some ring reps in from a competition standpoint. They have their team of ring officials out there too. So I just get to go out there and go help them out, help Hawaii build. All right. So really excited about that. It's going to be a quick turnaround trip. I wish I could spend more time out there, but we were very busy back at the academies at Pu'u Muay Thai. I got a lot of moving parts going on. I want to give a shout out to Coach Tomas. Coach Tomas has been at Pu'u Muay Thai since he was 12. He's now 18 and moving away to college. He's going to be going down to university here in Southern California. It's not in Ventura, obviously, so he's going to be out. Love that guy. Shout out to Coach Tomas. Thank you so much for what you've done for the kids program. He came through my kids program, through our teens program, to our adult program, was helping out with the kids and helping out with the teens, and he's been a freaking gem. He's great. And I told him, and I'll tell him here, is you're always welcome back as long as you keep training, buddy. All right? So, going into our next thing, I also want to give a shout out to the Muay Thai Community Discord server. All right? Great group of people. We have over 550 active members in the Muay Thai Community Discord. To my knowledge, I think it's like, there has been some other Muay Thai communities that popped up on Discord, but none of this size. So we are the largest Muay Thai community Discord server to this date. Maybe that changes in the future, But I encourage everybody to go on there. If you don't know what Discord is, if you are like a Gen Z, you probably know what Discord is. But if you're like my age, you may or may not know if you're not in tech. If you remember AOL Instant Messenger, it's like a chat room, but it's got audio, it's got video. You can tag people, you can private message people. It makes it really easy. It's a great chat app you can get on your phone, on your tablet, PC. They have a web-based application. It's really accessible, so I highly recommend you go check that out. Very, very excited to see that continue to grow and invest more time in the Muay Thai community Discord server. All right. So thank you guys. I appreciate your support. And many of you that are in here are actually from there as well. They're on the TikTok. All right. So like I said, that I sound so old, like the TikTok. So this past weekend too, down in Mexico, I was just shooting some messages back and forth with Coach Ryan. There was Rumble in the Jungle 6 down there in Tulum. It's Pan America's only Kod fights. That's the rope fights. If you're not familiar with what rope fights are, it's the old style fighting Muay Thai where instead of having boxing gloves on, they have rope wrapped around their fists. So it's almost like bare knuckle but with a rope. So you get like rope burns and stuff like that. It's pretty gnarly. We actually, Pu'u Muay Thai, sponsored one of the fights, the heavyweight women's fight. So it ended in TKO, ref stoppage. I think it was corner stoppage, actually. I don't have the full results on this one. And that goes into the full results. You can go to, I believe, the website. Let me just double check this. Thing is, yeah, rumbleinthejungletulum.com. I will link this down in the show notes. I'm making a note right here, so I do not forget. Link it in the show notes. Link it in the show notes. All right. A couple things just from what I saw on there. And I see Saint Real, you're asking to be on the TikTok live, but you got to tell me what you want to be on for before I accept your invitation, okay? All right. So, kind of going into with Rumble in the Jungle 6 is their production went way up. They had nice lighting scaffolding. It seems like the referees wearing pants. They got everybody wearing like proper equipment. They got the referees wearing gloves and stuff like that too. Coach Ryan wearing his nice tropical shirt, fitting right in. For those that don't know, I'm pretty sure Coach Ryan did like some club promoting and stuff like that back in the day. So he fits right in. This is like, he knows how to do this stuff. So I'm stoked that he's partnered up with him and his wife, and then Brooke and Eddie Farrell to get Rumble in the Jungle going over there. So the production level is much higher. The live stream is much better. They're working on things with the internet connection. That way there's a higher quality stream, better playback, the timer and stuff like that. Fighter names are on the screen. So there's little touches and details coming over time, and they've come a long way in the past, year. Just keeps growing, keeps building, getting more sponsorship. I think it was Sneaker Reaper sponsored it. Also Trident Muay Thai gear sponsored as well. There's a Gorilla Supplements. There's a whole list of people that sponsored it. Go check it out. Like I said, again, I'm going to put that down in the show notes on the podcast. For those that are listening on iTunes, for those that are listening on Spotify, any other podcasting platform, go check out the show notes. It'll be down in there. All right. Also, to end on this, there is a rumor that they may be going to Brazil next year. Porra! All right. So, Coach Ryan's wife is from Brazil. WBC Muay Thai is in Brazil. And the president that's in Mexico for WBC Muay Thai is the president of Latin America. So they should be good to go. And I think that's going to be a great step into a very big market in regards to Brazil. Muay Thai is very big in Brazil as well. There's a lot of awesome fighters from Brazil. I mean, there's one championship world champion, Alicia Rodriguez, who's from Brazil, right? So a lot of strong fighters coming out of Brazil. And this has been known since like all UFC, MMA. There's tough fighters coming out of Brazil. I mean, look, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? The next thing is going to be Muay Brazil. Is that what it's going to be called? We kind of joked about that a while ago. Don't do that, please. It'd be very confusing for people. But very excited for that to see that kick off and how that kind of plays out for them. And Coach Ryan has family and stuff there too, so I think that's gonna really kind of help ramp things up, along with like a really awesome big community there as well. So our next thing, we had our second edition of the Muay Thai California Newsletter that came out, featuring Coach Shannon from American Top Team in Tracy. Shout out to Coach Shannon. He's one of the first people that like responded back to me right away when I started launching this thing to be in there. So I had to make sure he was in there, number 2. All right. I'm totally backed up in editorial for this right now, which is great. It's a great problem to have. Editorial is all the content that's coming in interviews that I have to sift through and make sure to edit, proofread, make sure to get them approved by the people on their interviews. If they want to change any of their answers or anything like that, make sure all the typos are fixed. It is a lot of work scheduling it out, but it's a bi-weekly newsletter about everybody that's involved in Muay Thai in California. All right, so if you're listening to this and you've been in Muay Thai in California for over 5 years, you're a fighter, you're a coach, you're a promoter, you're a student of Muay Thai, or you're a brand, please, or like a shop that sells equipment, reach out. I would love to connect with you. And get you on the Muay Thai California Newsletter, get it distributed. We have over 250 active subscribers currently as of this podcast. There might even be more now. That is a growing newsletter, highly targeted, and what my goal with that is to share everybody's story, editorialize it, get it out there for you, have some equipment recommendations, opinion pieces from the community, and fight events, so that way you know where you can go watch Muay Thai. All right. I think the featured event in that one, too, is June 17th at Commerce Casino with Big Troy and Cali Muay Thai Organization. Is an amateur Muay Thai fight night. I am going out there. Shout out to Big Troy for sending over some tickets to our team. So we're going to be going out there on June 17th. And speaking, June 17th is a big weekend. Does anybody here know why? I've mentioned it before. But what it is, on June 17th, it's actually June 18th, is Father's Day. So if you didn't know, here in the United States, it is Father's Day weekend. On Father's Day weekend, we are doing a Muay Thai training camp, Thai-style training camp in Ventura, California. My good friend Joshua Saliva, who's been here on the podcast before, is here stateside. He's coming down to hang out with me for the weekend. We're doing a Thai-style training camp in Ventura, California. So what you're going to get in the Thai-style training camp, this is perfect for beginners, intermediate, advanced people. You're getting one-on-one training 2 times a day with me and Josh. All right? We're going to be holding pads for you, working on technique, working on clinching with you, sparring techniques if that's what you want to work on. We're going to be working in the morning for 2 hours and the afternoon for 2 hours. So Saturday morning and Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night. I released 2 spots. Currently, I don't know if they filled up, for $300 for the weekend. And then also we have, it's the regular price on it is $350. The link is at pmtlifestyle.com if you want to go register for that. If you're listening to this before then, I'm really looking forward to getting a one-on-one time. This is open to all academies. Any students, no matter your affiliation with Pu'u Muay Thai, you are welcome. Again, $350. You're going to get one-to-one training time with 2 people who've walked the walk, one who's currently walking it, right? Josh has been fighting over at Rotterdam World Series. I had him on the podcast with Crew Naparat when he came on. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that kind of all just play out and have him here and share that experience in an intimate environment with people, because we just have it limited to 6 people. All right, 6 people, 2 instructors, has a great ratio, a lot of one-on-one time. All right, go check that out. Again, there's limited space of there's 2 spots for $300, and then the other 4 spots are at the $350. All right, so I'm really looking forward to that with Josh. Shout out to Josh Saliva, keeping it real. All right, so I'll kind of want to go into the next piece here. Anybody here that knows me knows that I am a fan of One Championship. And if you don't know where to watch Muay Thai, I've talked about this before. Since shutdowns, One Championship has consistently delivered. Every Friday, there's free Muay Thai fights, MMA, and kickboxing fights live from Lumpini Boxing Stadium on YouTube. If you go in there, you type in One Championship, go subscribe. It's Friday night in Thailand, which is actually Friday morning for us here in the United States. the video on demand is always available. So there is enough fights for you to watch there, like current entertainment style, international style Muay Thai. All right. So this past Friday, One Championship had one Friday Night Fights event 19. So it's number 19. So it's relatively new, guys. It's just 19 weeks of them doing this. All right. It took place again at the historical Lumpini Boxing Stadium in Bangkok, Thailand, over near our friends at Kit Kem Torn Gym. It's featuring an action-packed lineup of Muay Thai, MMA, kickboxing, just like I said, right? And in the main event, we had two-time Lumpini Stadium Muay Thai world champion Kulabdam, who defeated Ilyas from Russia via unanimous decision. If you didn't watch that fight, I highly recommend go watch it back, because Ilyas is a very tough fighter from Russia, and Kulabdam, did what Kulabdam does, left kick, leg kicks. He was mixing it up too. It was a beautiful display of Muay Thai and grit from the Russian fighter. All right, so highly, highly recommend you go check that one out. Also featured former Lumpini Stadium Muay Thai world champion Kaunar, and he made his promotional debut in One Championship. All right, but he actually lost that in against Elbrus in a unanimous decision loss, so he didn't get knocked out or anything. And one of the things that's important to note is if people are the first time fighting in all their Muay Thai fights now, they have them wearing the small gloves. So that is a game changer. All right, it's a big game changer from the bigger gloves, higher knockout ratio and stuff like that as well. There's also an MMA bout with Chen Rui defeated Drex Zembwanga. I think that's how you pronounce it. Via split decision. One of the other ones that was on there was there was Rididet Sorsamai. He got a knockout victory over the American who's been living over there for quite some time, is walking the walk, Jaleel Barnes. Shout out to Jaleel. He even posted on his Instagram afterwards, like, anything can happen with these small gloves, man. So just to give you a frame of reference on that, like I said, the small glove, you can hit way harder with it. It's harder to defend. So shout out to these guys for going out there and throwing it down, because it's not an easy thing for them to go out and have this high career and then all of a sudden have a rule set change and style change and have to go in and go fight. But the good thing, if you've listened to me before, is One Championship is making it worth their while with performance bonuses, knockout of the night bonuses, and you don't have to win to get the performance bonus. So I think that's a really amazing thing, very much Muay Thai. All right, so go check that out, One Championship over on YouTube. If you're not watching these, they're free. They're not the pay-per-view ones. They do the pay-per-view events that are amazing. I think those are like once a month or like every 6 weeks, I believe, currently. I don't know what the schedule is for that. Should probably find that out. But those are like the main event ones that are huge shows. They just had their first one here in the United States, which is an amazing feat if you know anything about sanctioning and regulation in the U.S. But going on to the next bit that we have here, I had some questions from people on the Muay Thai community Discord server. All right, so some questions from the community. The first one was, what are good heavy bags for at home? All right, and I'm going to share with you just a couple of options for that. So the biggest thing when people ask about heavy bags is, like, how are you going to hang it, right? The hanging and mounting system of a heavy bag is so important, because if you have a janky setup, you're not going to feel confident really drilling on power on the heavy bag. All right, you can touch it and stuff like that and punch it and touch lightly on it, but you might as well shadow box at that point, right? You want something you can really rip into. So when it comes into heavy bag setup, there's like the hangman style that anchors into concrete. So you need like a hammer drill, you need a shop vac, some epoxy, you need like the long anchors, and you're going to anchor this thing down in there. Yes, it is very involved, and no, it is not inexpensive. Those hangman style heavy bag stands go anywhere from like $350 to $500. All right, because of the steel, it's not inexpensive. Okay, per heavy bag stand, along with the anchors, epoxy, it's a whole process. So most people are not going to want to do that. The other ones you can get are the ones that just hang off the wall. With those, you need to mount it to like either concrete or sturdy studs. And realize that when you hit it, it's going to shake your house. So if it's attached to your house, it's going to shake and cause, vibration through the structure that it's attached to. So it's important. I recommend concrete if you're going to be doing it. Always consult a professional before you do this stuff. And now you can understand why that question is a very loaded one because there's a lot of answers to it, right? With the heavy bag setup too, with a stand, there's a couple other ones. There's ones that go to like a joist, and it puts like a bolt that kind of clamps around, like a U-bolt that clamps through the joist. Those work as well, but again, you're going to get that strong feedback when someone's hitting the bag. It's going to be shaking the structure. So you want to make sure it's a really sturdy structure, and it doesn't matter if there's vibrations going through the structure. You know, if you're underneath the office, or if it's the garage in your house, and your wife or your boyfriend's going to be like, what's that noise, right? If there's someone work from home, it's going to cause a lot more rattling and that damage. So the heavy bag mount is probably the most important part. They also make some janky one. Everlast makes one where it goes to the floor, but and it like curves up. Those are not good. Those, no matter how much weight you move on it, no matter how much weight you put on it, if you strike it with like a good knee, a good kick, it's going to be moving around, rattling. So you're not going to feel confident to kick it at full power. It's better than nothing, but I would not recommend it. All right. For the bags that I personally recommend, they make the freestanding ones, and I know that Century makes some, but you want the ones that like get the biggest one possible that just sits on the ground, and you either put water or sand in the bottom. If you're in California, Southern California in particular, go to Pro Boxing Supplies. They have an awesome one. Do not get it shipped. Go down there, go talk to them, get set up, tell them your boy at Pu'u Muay Thai sent you over. You'll get a discount, right? And get the biggest size you can get there. Load it up into a truck, into your van, bring it home. That's going to be the best and easiest solution for you without having to cause damage to a structure and worrying so much about like rattling around, right? Obviously, if you're upstairs in an apartment, that's not going to work. It's going to cause a lot of noise regardless of how you do this heavy bag, right? This is all stuff that's going to be like ground level, or it's just your garage that's below you. So having these freestanding heavy bags, they're the best option in my opinion for at-home training. So for the person who had that question, that is going to be your best option. All right, get a high quality one. You're going to look in anywhere from the range of like $250 to $400 US for a heavy bag setup like this. That's actually good. All right, don't go cheap on it, because the thing is, if you go cheap, you're not going to feel confident to make more power and more speed on the heavy bag, and that's what you want to be able to do. That way you can practice your techniques at full speed. You want to hit into it, right? Not worry about like breaking a window or breaking off a piece of your wall or something like that, because your landlord would be pissed. All right. Next question comes from VQIKZ on Discord. How do I keep my hands up? I always drop them, and I'm worried I'll get kicked in the head. Like when I'm sparring, I think they're up. When I see the video, they aren't. Welcome to the world of martial arts, my friend. So being aware of where your limbs are at all times is something everybody struggles with. If you listen to any pro fight, what's the number one thing you hear? Hands up. All right, amateur vet, hands up. It's the thing everybody has a little struggle with. The best thing I can say to do is shadow box in the mirror and go really slow and be intentional. You know, it's like, hey, if my hands are up, make it a point whenever you bring your hand back to physically touch your face. Don't put your hand near your face. Physically touch your face with your hand. That way you know your hand's at where it needs to be. And that way you create that neurological connection that, hey, my hand's up if I touch my face. All right? This is a very important skill to have, and it's something that takes a lot of practice. And even then, you will still drop your hand sometimes. It happens. Okay? That would be my best tip on when to do that. And you need to shadow box more. Shadow boxing is something that people always like to neglect. They're like, oh, what drills can I do? Oh, what can I do on the heavy bag? What can I do during sparring? You got to shadow box. If you shadow box more, your Muay Thai, everything else is going to get better. All right? So I know it's not the popular answer, but it's the correct one, in my professional opinion. So the next one comes from Mr. Mandem over on Discord. He said, do you bring your leg up first for kicks, or do you drive with your hips straight away? So with this one, you want to think about the movement of a kick. It starts from your feet. All right, you push out the ball of your foot. That's why you do jump rope, skipping, jumping on the tire, things like this, right? So I wouldn't say leg, It kind of starts from the hip, but it all starts from your foot. All right, it starts from like the ball of your foot, your big toe. Right, it's that drive that comes off of there, and then of course from there your legs lifting up, right, and your hip, your balance, everything's coming through. Maddie X on TikTok is asking, do you ship to the UK? Yes, Maddie, we do ship to the UK for stuff like the pins. We do have those. They're shipping from the East Coast of the United States. They ship. We have a fulfillment warehouse there for the pins and for our hand wraps. The rest of our merchandise, we have shipping that is actually from Latvia over in Europe and in Germany. So if you get stuff, sometimes you can get it in the UK in like 2-3 days. Go check it out. The link is in our bio for shopping. So if you want to go grab one, go check it out. Would love the support. That is a great question. We ship worldwide. All right. If USPS, FedEx, DHL, UPS can get it to you, we ship there. All right. The next question comes from Anas over on Discord. So Anas is, I think he's done a couple fights. He's been training a while. So he's actually coming back from a collarbone injury. He popped his collarbone, and he asked, what's the fastest way to get in shape for fighting? And Anas, you know the answer to that. It's to train, my friend. There's no quick shortcut coming back from an injury. My best advice to you is to take it slow. Try not to rush that process. Remind yourself that you've been doing this for a while. It's easy to be like, hey, I'm at this certain level physically from when you had your injury. You're young. I've been there before. And it's important for you to understand that you're going to have to build in your body back up a little bit before you get back to that point. Okay, so take your time. That would be my advice on how to get best in shape, show up to training. All right, and talk to your coach, man. Maddie X on TikTok is asking, who's your favorite fighter to watch recently? My favorite fighter to watch recently, I'm biased. My friend Travis Petralba, who just fought on Fairtex Fight Promotions, got an elbow knockout. Also, my friend Konklai Annie Muay Thai. He's got another fight coming up on One Fight Night as well. He's the one that had like the banger that was going on, I think with what was that fight? Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Konklai. I think it was yes, it was with Super Ball. So Konklai versus Super Ball, the banger performance fight of the night. So Konklai, very exciting fighter, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he continues to grow with the small glove Muay Thai. He's got a mean right hook. Once he adapts to it, I think he's going to be really exciting. The Friday night fights on the 23rd are exciting. Oh, I haven't even looked at that fight card yet. Let me see. One championship fight night. So it's going to be fight night 20, huh? No, not fight night 20. Let's see. So this 20, 21, 22, fight night 22. Do they have the fight card out that fast already? Let's see. Oh. Ooh, okay. So on this one, Matty X brings up for Muay Thai. We have Paranchai PK Sanchai versus Sam A. Okay. And then you have Superlek versus Nabil from Algeria. Okay, Superlek. And then we have Seksan Okwanmong, who's also fought my friend Konklai a couple times. Okay, and then you have Muay Thai, the elbow hunter, versus Nico Creo from Scotland. Okay, Maddie, maybe dropping some knowledge here. All right, then you have Sidichai, Sitsong Pinon coming back in. Oh, nice, versus Eddie Abasolo from the U.S. This is gonna be exciting. Okay, thank God this is in the morning here in California, so I'm definitely gonna watch that. And then we have Rambolek. Oh, Rambolek's gonna be fighting against Friyar from Iran. And then we have Jomhad. Yes, Jomhad's going to be fighting against Akram from Algeria as well. And these are all, like, people who have been top Lumpini Stadium, like, Yad Moy. Like, these are the most exciting fighters. So, Matty X, thanks for mentioning this fight card. I saw some of the matches, but I didn't know when it was. So, thank you for pointing that out. I really appreciate that. And anybody that's listening to this, too, make sure to go check that out, okay? So, going to our next segment, we have it's in the background of our TikTok right now is the Eat, Sleep, Teep enamel pins. So these are, I have the first 50 of these I just printed. They are limited edition. They are numbered 1 through 50, laser etched on the back. All right. These are now available for shipping worldwide, so you can see it down in the show notes. If you're watching this live, go click the link in our bio. You can go buy it from our shop. It's on the front page there. They're $12 US. We ship worldwide. We make it really easy, guys. On these 52, I put a personal handwritten note on them, so on the paper backing that comes with. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these around. Again, these are collectors. They're going to be something you're going to have for a really long time. Enamel pins last for freaking ever. It's the best kind. It's what they call, quote-unquote, soft enamel. Doesn't mean it's soft. It's just the style of how they make it. It's the most common one. All right? So, E-Sleep T-Pins. Go check it out. The link is in the show notes for the shop. Go check it out. They're $12 US. They ship worldwide. I have some more pins that are in the making as well. So, stay tuned for those. Also, along with that, we are making more Eat Sleep T-Pan wraps. We have the black and pink ones still in stock on the shop, but I am currently getting some red and blue ones made as well, that by popular demand. A lot of people are asking when we're getting red and blue ones. Those are getting made currently, so you'll have red and blue hand wraps to pick from as well. Also working on some new Muay Thai short designs, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure to like, follow at Pu'u Muay Thai on TikTok and Instagram. Go buy some merchandise. Link is in the show notes if you enjoy the podcast. And we'll see you next week. Sawadi Kap. All right, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me if you enjoy the content, if you like hearing about all the stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing.